What's up, comic book fans? So in this video, I'm going to be talking about my top 5 movies from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I do apologize for the non-stop uploads from Monster Hunter World. You can tell when I'm really in love with a video game when I can't stop uploading clips from that game. This is like the first time I've been this addicted to a Capcom game since Resident Evil 7. It's almost as if Capcom is becoming good again because I haven't been this addicted to their games since my early childhood when I used to play Super Nintendo a lot, and they made a lot of great games for Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. But anyways, yes, top 5 favorite films in the MCU. Starting out with number 5 would have to be Iron Man. Iron Man is the first Marvel film that I seen that made me go, yeah, I think they are heading on the right track with this one. Even though, yes, there were Marvel films that existed before Iron Man, like Blade, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man from Sony, and the X-Men films from Fox. And to be fair, I did enjoy Spider-Man 1 and 2 a lot, directed by Sam Raimi. I thought they were pretty true or pretty close to the source material. And I did enjoy Blade 2 a lot. I think that one was directed by Guillermo del Toro. He's a masterful director. And Fantastic Four, they were close with that one. They were really close. They didn't get things quite right yet. And as for the X-Men films from Fox, well, it's like they've been on a roller coaster. It's like, bad, good, bad, good, bad, and then reboot. Yeah, but they did not make those movies how I expected them to make it, because I was expecting something totally different, and, well, we've gotten what we gotten. But yeah, I thought Robert Downey Jr. was the perfect casting choice to play Tony Stark, and I was like, well, dang, this is a pretty good Iron Man film, and they got it pretty close to the source material, and yeah, it's a damn good Iron Man film. I did not really care much for the sequels, Iron Man 2, even though they introduced War Machine, and as for the third one, we got a completely different villain, which was a total waste, because we should have gotten the true Mandarin, and instead we've gotten sort of like a parody of the Mandarin. But I think, yeah, the very first Iron Man will always be my favorite out of the 3 Iron Man films. So moving on to number 4 would have to be Avengers. Avengers was superb. To me, when I saw it and just was surrounded by everyone clapping for that film and just hearing everyone cheer and just, being on the same page of excitement with all these other like-minded people, it felt like almost as if this was like a modern day Star Wars film. Like, this is the Star Wars for the new generation. This is it. This is huge, like, and I was skeptical for the longest time. I thought they were never going to make Avengers, even with that little tease at the end of the very first Iron Man film when Samuel L. Jackson turned around in that chair as Nick Fury, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I would like to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative." And I was like, "What? No, they're not going to make that. They're not going to have Thor and Hulk and Iron Man in the same movie together." And lo and behold, it happened. It actually happened. They had Thor, Iron Man, Hulk, Hawkeye, Black Widow. Who am I missing? I'm missing another one. Captain America, everyone in one movie. And when I saw it for the first time, I was speechless. I was really speechless because I just never thought I was going to see the day where an actual live-action Avenger film was going to be made, and it actually happened. I never thought that day would come. All right, so moving on to number 3, it would have to be Captain America Winter Soldier. And I didn't think they were going to do that movie, but I guess it was obvious from what was shown in the Captain America, the First Avenger movie, where, they showed Bucky falling off the train. And, if you know the story, he goes and becomes the Winter Soldier. So they actually did it, and I thought the Russo brothers did a damn good job on the Winter Soldier movie. And number two would have to be Civil War, or if you want the full title, Captain America Civil War. Now, this one, I could have swore they were going to call it Serpent Society, where Captain America goes up against the Serpent Society, but they end up changing the name to Civil War, and they did their own little Civil War storyline for the MCU that's completely different from the comics. And I'm glad they changed it from the Serpent Society because I was not sure how exactly. I didn't know how they were going to make that work for the general audience because, like in the comics, the Serpent Society consists of a bunch of guys with costumes that represent a certain type of snake, and I don't know how they would do that for the movie, even though they made Baron Zemo work without his costume because I really wanted Baron Zemo to wear his costume like, the comics. But that's, something every comic book movie does. They never get certain heroes or certain villains not quite page accurate, but good enough to the point where you still feel fulfilled after watching a decent movie, All right, so my number one favorite film from the MCU is a recent one, and that is Black Panther. Very bold move from Disney. I didn't think they would actually allow a director to make a film like this, and they did. And look what happened. It made tons of money, and it sure earned it because it's a damn good Marvel film, And another gripe with the villain is Claw, because Claw was never in full costume in Avengers Age of Ultron or Black Panther. And, well, spoiler alerts, if you don't want to know the spoiler, skip ahead 5 seconds. But they end up killing Claw in Black Panther. And I was like, no, he's been a long time villain in the comics. And he had his cool costume and everything in the comics. We never got to see him in costume in the movies, and they kill him off in Black Panther. I was like, what the hell, man? But whatever. It was still a great film. Still a great film. If I would have to make a top 8, I would also include Doctor Strange, Thor Ragnarok, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 on that list, because those are also other MCU films that I happen to enjoy a lot. And, yeah, can't wait for Avengers Infinity War. I don't know where I'm going to fit it in my top 5. I really don't know. It's going to be hard, depending how good it is. It's going to be directed by the Russo brothers, right? The same guys who did Winter Soldier, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm mistaken, please correct me. I'm sorry for making that mistake. But, man, this is going to be another big comic book film. Possibly one of the biggest comic book films of all time since The Dark Knight, if I'm not mistaken. Because Dark Knight was pretty huge. Dark Knight was like a pretty good crime movie, but with Joker and Batman in it. And that's kind of like how I felt about Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier was like a pretty good spy thriller, but with Captain America and Winter Soldier in it, and Black Widow, of course. So, yeah, good filmmaking right there, guys. Good filmmaking. But, yeah, don't know where Infinity War is going to sit into all of this. And I know they're going to have, like, a part 2, right? Coming out, like, next year or possibly 2020. Like, it's not going to be over with Infinity War. It's going to continue into the next Avengers film. Man, Disney, Marvel, they're knocking it out of the park, man. What are they doing? Jeez. So, yeah, I just felt like doing this fun little video because I'm pretty hyped up and anticipating Marvel's Avengers Infinity War, and I'm just so excited for it. I'm going out there, I'm buying the merchandise, I'm sitting here just counting the days of when that movie will be out, but yeah, I can't wait. Alright guys, so thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video, and once again, sorry for the hundreds of uploads for the Monster Hunter World videos. I'll try to limit that. Adios. Have a good day.